Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friends. It's Reverend Dr. Judi Weaver, and it is time for our June heartbeat. Oh, I decided I really like being outside and taking you guys outside, because when we are spending the time outside, we are allowing ourselves to really connect with ourselves and to get grounded and to be able to feel into that energy a bit more differently. So anyway, let me go ahead and start the way I always do. Let's go ahead and welcome in everybody here. So, Heavenly Father, Great Spirit, we come before you upon this day, lifting each of your beautiful, precious children, calling upon the archangels, calling upon the masters and teachers, benevolent beings of the highest and purest. Open our hearts, minds, and souls to clarity, guidance, and your healing grace. We ask this in your precious name. Amen. Ooh, they are all here. Anyway, May was absolutely phenomenal with energies. Oh my goodness, and we just had our blue moon on the 31st, so I know that you guys are still reeling from that for sure. And I am going to go ahead and take a couple of minutes just to recap May, because there were so many different things that really came into play. For me personally, obviously, I was traveling quite a bit, and I went to California a couple of times, not just once, but you know, and what was really wonderful was to be able to spend time with so many other leaders and you know, prominent energy people we're all on the same path, let's be real, but we're all on our own journeys. And that's the part that I really want to take a moment to talk about, because as beautiful and special as all of this spiritual work is that we are doing, it has to be unique to you. It can't be like anybody else. You can have different aspects that are like other people, but your work is always going to be your work. And that was really shown very clearly to me. I was working with a wonderful, wonderful group of individuals when I was out there first time with the new Living Expo, and a picture came back to me. And again, I'm with these world-renowned channelers, and my feet are gone. That's right, everybody else had their feet, and I knew that I was floating because I had been channeling for over 2 hours, and I've been working with Cesar and you know, just beautiful channelers, Sandrine and Anthony, and Debbie Dashinger was there, and again, just amazing people, Tony Gaza. So, and here we are, all of us together taking this wonderful photo where we were all just flying high, and I had no feet. And it's not that you really, when you look at the photo closely, you can just see the energy being that is attached to me and the front of my feet. And so it was still that I was in that trance state, but again, technology is able to capture it. And then when I went out again to California to the channel panel, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how excited and delighted I was that I got invited to the big stage. I had put it out there, I had put my heart out there, I said, I am here, I am showing up with the highest intention, and I want to be on that stage. And I want to be on that stage. And lo and behold, Sunday morning, actually Lee Carroll decided that his schedule was just too much, and so he backed out and then allowed me the opportunity to be on the stage. And it was just absolutely phenomenal to ever be on a stage where, you know, thousands of people can be in the audience. Now, we did not have thousands of people in the audience, but we definitely had hundreds of people. And again, it was Mother's Day weekend, and so it was a super wonderful gift to me, because I was not with my children and my grandchildren on that day. So it was just a really nice nod from, I think, Mother Mary, who came in that day and blessed everybody as well. So anyway, I want to go ahead and talk about June, because we have so many different things that are absolutely happening here in June. So first of all, I'm going to go through so we have our new moon that's coming up on the 15th, and we have a full moon again that's going to be on the 29th. And again, those are wonderful times of being able to step into spaces of holding ceremony so that you can release and you can receive. And it's really important for each of you to take the time to do that kind of work. Now, what's also really nice is that we have the solstice coming into play, right? Summer is coming into play, June 21st, and that's the same day as Father's Day. I think that's kind of special as well. So I love when the seasons change, because that is always super, super powerful energy for all of you to be able to look at and to celebrate. Do something outside. I can't tell you enough. It is so important for each of you to spend time outside. I know you're seeing me with a lot of different necklaces today, and that's one of the other things that I wanted to mention. As we are in these incredible changing, shifting energies that are taking place externally, use your tools, people. Use your tools. That means that you've all got all kinds of different crystals, or you may find yourself wanting some obsidian, or some, maybe there's even tanzanite that's coming to play. Whatever the stone is that is calling you, and you may just end up filling up your pockets, or your pocketbooks, whatever you want to carry around with you. But having some stones and some crystals nearby will absolutely ground you, as long as, you know, tourmaline is a great grounder, obsidian is a great grounder. You know, all your dark stones are really good grounding stones to work with as well. So let yourself really connect to those stones, feel them, and to bring them into the energy of you as well. But if you're looking to lighten your mood and to be able to be in a higher space, then go ahead, spend some time with all the different quartz, you know, all the different quartz crystals. Those are all fabulous amplifiers that help you to be able to target yourself. You want to focus your meditation more intently to and towards something. What is it that you're desiring? If you're looking to bring in more abundance, well, then citrine is a fabulous stone to use, so that you can really look at focusing and attracting that into your life. Again, it is so important for everybody to remember, your thoughts are power. Your thoughts are power, your thoughts are power, and your thoughts are creating the attractors that are bringing it back into your life. So if you're feeling completely overwhelmed and out of control and in a spin, and I'm not saying my world hasn't tilted definitely more than once recently, but it's about, wait a minute, let me take a moment, let me stop, let me be in that space of me, and what do I really want as my priority? What do I really want as my priority? Who am I, and what do I want to do, and what do I want to be? And I love the travel, obviously. I love taking you to sacred lands and places and spaces where you get a chance to really connect and to learn different aspects about yourself. And, you know, it's just about taking that time to say, yes, I'm choosing me right now. And you know what? I may not have anybody else to travel with, but that's the whole point of why I do my trips, right? Because I'm taking all of these individuals, and sometimes they're couples, or sometimes it's two people that are coming together, but I'm allowing you to connect with other people who are on that same journey too. Because you're trying to figure out what is unique and different to you, what is exceptional about you, what is opening and what is inspiring, what is creating that greater connection and that inspiration that is within the heart of you, that's allowing for that heartbeat to just be a bit more prominent, and for you to want and to desire and to dream. I know there's a lot of things that are happening in the world. Don't think that I have my head completely buried in the sand. I do not. And I'm not always in the stars either. I definitely recognize and know what is happening in the earth. And this whole awakening process is absolutely brilliant. You know, disclosure came out all official this last month, right? And the disclosure date actually happened on the same day of the Channel Panel's disclosure conference that happened out in San Diego. And that was so super cool. And it was also a really fun thing because as I was out there, of course, I was cruising around finding little land, because I always love to find the land spots, right? And so as I was out there finding this beautiful piece of property that just was kind of chatting with me, I saw a young eagle fly by. And it was like, oh, wow, thank you, and when I see my birds, when I see my eagles, when I see the different animals, I know that they're my teachers, they're my connectors. They help me to understand things and to get a different perspective. And it was really interesting because 3 weeks earlier, when I was out in San Rafael, there was a baby eagle that was up in the tree that was yelling at me. And then in between at home, there was an eagle that was going by. And I'm like, okay, eagle, yes, I hear your messages. And I mentioned something to one of the other vendors that was there. And she's like, you saw an eagle here in San Diego? You saw an eagle? And I said, yeah. I said, it was a young one. And she says, do you realize there's only 2 eagles in all of San Diego County? And she said, and you saw a third. You have no idea how exceptional that is. And she says, you need to go outside and you need to pray on this. You need to connect with it. So I went outside and again brought in Chief White Eagle. And so Chief White Eagle went into all the discussions about where we are and how important it is to just allow ourselves to ride the trade winds. It's not about flapping your wings. It's about learning how to navigate the energies that are around you right now, how to be able to connect more clearly, understand, interpret, and how to use those trade winds to your advantage, whatever that is. You can dive more intently to and towards, or else you can kind of hit the brakes and you can take a pause. And hitting the brakes and taking a pause is a good thing all the time for each and every one of us at different times in our life, because we have to rethink where we are setting our intention. We are thinking where we are putting the energy and the action oriented towards those different ideas and dreams and that thought that it is encased within the emotions of us. So super, super important to be able to rethink that and say, what is it that I'm looking for and where is that and what else is going on? So really, really important. And then other things that are coming up, which are really fun this next month that are unfolding from all of these wonderful connections that I've made, is that I'm going to be part of a channeling summit that's going to be advertised in July. And this is with a wonderful woman, Danielle Hoffman, and she's out of Paris. And then I also am going to be working with Soul Search TV, and so July 7th I'm going to start a new series which is called the Crystalline Channel. And so again, it's just really being able to give many messages to people, give an update as to what's kind of happening in the world, and you guys can ask questions, whatever you want. But anyway, the big news for the month of June is that we have got this huge, massive portal that is opening up, and I'm so excited about it. So this is happening, and it's so funny the way it actually came into play. It's not something that I knew ahead about, but I ran into Barbara McGillicuddy at Spirit Fest, and she's like, Judy, what are you getting about 6/6? And I was like, well, let me feel into that. And so then I went and I moved into it as well. But what I got was at 6/6 at 6 a.m., and it's going to go through until 6:26. 6 p.m. This is a huge angelic portal opening that's coming into play. That's right. This is super, super powerful energies that are coming in from the angelic realm. The part that they're talking about is that this is all specifically designed and aligned to support water on Earth. So this is changing the molecular structure of water molecules here on Earth. That means that it's the oceans, that means it's the lakes, which is one of the reasons I needed to come down here to be by the water, right? But more importantly than all of that is the water molecular structure that is located within your bodies, because how much of that water of our bodies is water, right? Over 70%. People go back and forth as to what the number is exactly, but I guess it depends on how much you drink too. Anyway, that structure is changing within our physical bodies. So as we're feeling ourselves being stretched and pushed, and then we're feeling ourselves being condensed into, it's because that's exactly what is happening. We are in this process of expansion and contraction that's taking place right now, so that we're allowed to actually send air, I'm going to say air, blowing in between the molecules and the components that are within an actual water structured molecule. And this is changing. It is happening energetically, and it is happening within the light codes that are coming into play. But what's more important is that the angels are telling me that this is happening within a series of 20 layers, realms, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's going to start with the base layer, and then they're going to continue to build on it for 20 days. So during this time, you may find yourself feeling more tired. You may find yourself being a bit out of whack, sometimes even that wonkiness, you know. You may need to go ahead and take longer showers or take baths. Soak your feet in Epsom salt. Go to the ocean. Go to the lake. Spend time in water. You need to help your physical body that's going through this massive transition during this 20-day period of time, which is an exceptional, beautiful time. I just want to be very clear about that. And by getting into the actual surface of the water, then that helps to replicate and to be able to integrate that energy more easily into what is happening within the body, because the body is working within its normal systems, right? And so it's working really diligently to go through all the pieces and parts that it needs to do. However, it's going through this great transition and this transformation, and therefore it's super, super important to be able to be in an awareness and an attentiveness, because it's not just being aware of, you need to be attentive to what is taking place and those different energy shifts that are happening within you. So I'm going to be hosting for every single day during that time period on my HeartBEat. I'm going to be hosting some updates as to different prayers, meditations, different actions, what I'm getting for information during that time period as well, so that keeps you up to date with different aspects. And then Barbara and I are connecting, and we're going to do a couple of different recordings, and so we're going to post those during this time as well. So this is really exciting, because this is allowing for you to, first of all, recognize that this is an exciting, wonderful, brilliant time of hope and possibility. More than hope and possibility, it is things coming into actionability, which is just an incredible, brilliant time of accessibility. And so this is about, what do you want to bring into your world? What do you want to attract? This is directly working with 20 different realms within the angels, very specifically helping and supporting each of you to grow into that highest incredible resonance of you. And so I'm really, really super excited about that. And I think as I'm saying that, I'm just going to go ahead and drop in and bring in a couple of the angels, because they definitely want to talk about this. And let's just go ahead and hear it from them first. So I'm going to bring in Archangel Gabriel first, because Gabriel is always our messenger. But I also know that Metatron is going to come in. Actually, Metatron's changing his mind. He says, I will start the process, and then Gabriel will come in and give you more of the details. But Metatron needs to come in, because Metatron actually works with all that grid work, and obviously that's what they're doing. They're setting in an entire new grid structure for the water resonances, as it's all really going on to a different level of accessibility and of transference of information within that. So one moment please, let me go ahead and bring in Metatron. Metatron here. Good day to each of you. It feels good to be outside, connecting with the energies of the light, the reflections of the surface of the water that is nearby, and the light and the surface and the reflections of each of you, and the hearts and the minds and souls of each of you. Now, this is an incredible, auspicious time that is coming into play very specifically. And what also happens within that timeline from 6/6 to 6/26 is the solstice. Again, a huge shift of time and energy that are coming into play, that is amplifying and allowing for you to have a greater accessibility. But more than that, it's a utilization. Many of you have access, all of you have access to absolutely anything and everything. but you don't recognize that you do. And you don't necessarily give yourself permission to explore that energy as well. Well, what this is it's almost like, you know how you have road construction projects, correct? You have the small meandering roads that you can take through the backwoods, and you run into blockades and you have to turn this way and this way and this way. And sometimes travel can be very difficult. But then sometimes you're moving along and you may find yourself, oh, well, there's a superhighway. And you hop on the superhighway and you can go much faster pace in order to get where you are desiring to. And that is what we are doing. Within this crystalline water new construction process is that it is creating a faster, easier, thorough way of connectivity. Now, it is not changing the outcome of anyone taking any other journey, with the exception of it is allowing for a greater capacity for each of you to have access to. You are beautiful beings of light and love. And within that resonance, you are constantly working with all kinds of different energies. You are working with many different cultures. And these cultures are making themselves more accessible and known, and they're having greater visitations with many of you. It's actually with all of you, but not all of you are recognizing that. And this isn't to create a fearfulness, this is a faithfulness, to let you know that no one is forgotten. You are each held in the arms of the greatest amount of love and purity and light, and you are protected and guarded, and you are being guided into that fullness of you, the full potentiality, the growth of you, the greatness that is here, that is helping to set a different vibration for humanity to all have access to. But first, all of that must come from each of you, as you are choosing and you are desiring and you are stepping into. And yes, sometimes it creates a fearfulness because you do not understand, and there is uncertainty that is in the world that is around you, and there's a lot of different energies of uncomfortability. You could spend your time concentrating on that, and that is what you're going to continue to see, and what you're going to continue to receive is that. Or you can allow yourselves to recognize and to step into the freedom of just imagining. Just imagine. Just step into that moment of that thought process within the imagery of no limit to what a life may be if you actually were an angel. You could fly anywhere your heart desired to. You could go ahead and receive information. You could explore. You could expand. You could embrace. And you could truly experience anything you could possibly envision or dream or desire to. Yes, take a moment for that, right? Anything you could possibly dream or desire to. And it doesn't mean that it has to be beyond the physical. No. You are here experiencing this physical life now. There's a group of individuals out having a glorious time, boating across the water, flying in the waves. Is that something that you've ever desired? Planes flying overhead. Have you ever wanted to try to fly? Perhaps in a plane and not just with your own wings. But let me not limit you. You absolutely can fly with your own wings. You absolutely can travel to any time and space to experience different aspects of self and to grow into new curiosities and desires that are guiding you to. This world is filled with incredible, magnificent magic. The one before you loves to take people to the land so that you can unlock the secrets. You can find and remember aspects of yourself that may be long forgotten. But they are still here awaiting you to discover that within you as well. Within this timeline, this portal timeline, is an exceptional energetic surgence and a convergence, I think is probably a better term to use, as it is weaving into one another various levels and communicative capacities for you to be able to recognize and to travel along these freeways to and towards and to bring into fruition. It is not about waiting for, it is taking that instantaneous journey to and towards as you are desiring and dreaming and inspiring, and allowing that to come into fruition. Because you can. You are choosing, you are creating, you are embracing, and you are experiencing the fullness of this life. And let me be clear, this life is to be experienced in totality. That means that you need to stretch yourself and push yourself into all kinds of different experiences for yourself, to grow from, to have feelings and emotions, and to recognize when you have visitations from the angels and or from different messenger animals, it matters not, from different galactic beings of light that are here to show you the exceptionality that is there and inside the hearts and minds and souls of each of you as well. This month of June is a profound time, an absolutely profound time that is changing all of you. This is what is being said on a regular basis, is it not? You don't even remember yourself a year ago. And that is a very true statement, because the person you were does not exist anymore. And you will not be the same at the end of this particular month, because the structure is changing within you and giving you accessibility to a different frequency of communication. That telepathic capacity that each of you are growing into is going to grow exponentially during this month time period, as you are intentionalizing and you are exercising that as well. It takes practice, it takes commitment, it takes time, and it takes a bit of patience from you as well. And it takes the opportunity for you to recognize all of the forward movement that you are moving into and through. You're so busy thinking about the tomorrows, you forget to celebrate the todays. All that you have accomplished within this last year has been profound and magnificent, and it is not a done situation. You are continuing to grow and to evolve. And as she spoke with you at the beginning of this particular videography, or whatever you want to call it, you are unique and exceptional within yourself. Your gifts, your talents, your perceptions, the energies and the presence of you is unique to only you. And no one else can hold that role but you. That's right. This is a calling upon each of you to step into, to feel into. If you're being called to a land, go to the land. What is it trying to teach you? What do you need to remember? Take the chance on yourself to truly experience and to explore, to expand and to unite with. Push yourself into new spaces of uncomfortability so that you can expand where you are living within. How do you stretch beyond but to push the limits so that you can increase the geography of what your limits are? It is such a beautiful and a divine time for each of you to explore and to expand, to experience and to embrace. That's right, embrace. Embrace those brilliant moments of creativity, of joyfulness, of jubilance, of love. You are beautiful beings of love and light. Remember that. But it's so important for you to remember to receive that love as well. sharing that love allows you to receive that love as well. That takes a vulnerability, you know. After ages and decades, many of you close your hearts and you're not as willing to open them to the feelings. But choosing to step into those feelings always fills you with so much more. So again, we challenge each of you to express yourself and to expand into these new creative spaces and places. I am going to go ahead and bring in Archangel Gabriel. He's going to speak a bit about the details of what you may be feeling and experiencing during this wonderful and new profound alignment that is coming into play. It has been my esteemed honor. Many blessings to all of you this day. Archangel Gabriel here. Good day to all of you. This is such an exciting time, and all of the angels are you may feel them all within that energy frequency that is coming in. There's such an excitement of this portal opening that is truly there for each of you to have a greater clarity and access to. That is right. You are going to be recognizing, you will be sensing, you will be seeing, you'll be feeling, you'll be hearing, you'll be knowing, you will be experiencing many different energy frequencies during this time period. You may feel electrical charges, right? The bzz, bzz. You may get that high-pitched buzz that is happening. You may see waves of energy going over your eyes, your physical eyes, where you are seeing into different resonances and different realms of existence that are part of your world, but just may not be within this physical 3D world at this moment that you are necessarily aware of. That's right. It is bringing you into an expanded awareness of connection to all of the different lifetimes, and that you are bringing that wisdom back into this lifetime, because it is so important that you have all of that accessible and easily attractable into that life for you. Working with water is such an incredible, powerful tool because, as you all know, your physical body is filled with water. The external world is encased in water. And what are you breathing but oxygen? And what does oxygen have? H2O, does it not? It has that water molecular structure in it as well. Everything has a composition that it has a resonance of that frequency of water. And therefore, you are going through this massive upgrade, is what I'm going to call it very clearly. As we are coming in with many different angelic realms, we're going to be changing and working with each of your bodies as well. So it's not just your physical body. We're going to be working with your etheric body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your physical body. We're going to be working with all of the different aspects of self, external to self, and working with your higher self, and working within all of these other energies that are external that are so easily accessible. And it's going to allow you to be able to radiate at a higher frequency and a pitch during your meditative practices. So this is very exciting for all of you to know. You may find yourself wanting to spend this time period, during this time period, to do meditations nearby water. That definitely will help to amplify, and it will assist you with the integration process. The other thing is, you may find yourself wanting to do meditations underwater. Is that not just a wonderful concept? That's right. Take your meditation under the sea, into the lake, into the rivers, into the streams. Follow the energy frequency of where that water is trying to teach you and to take you to. You may find a messenger animal that's going to help guide you. Perhaps you're working with the whales, or you're working with the dolphins, or just working with a trout fish. It matters not. Perhaps even a snail, whatever. You're working with, and you may ask for one of those guides to come and to help support you on that journey so that you can meditate into that process for a greater capacity and capability, because you are working to integrate this higher frequency into each of your bodies and into the physical resonance of you. And therefore, within that aspect, it is essential for all of you to be able to know how to. And you must be open to the process at the very least to allow it to be able to work in a clearer, cleaner resonance of unification that makes it easier for all of you to have access to. So that is what I wanted to speak about this day. So again, 6/6 at 6 a.m. and it goes through 6/26 at 6 p.m. The one before you is going to be hosting many different meditations that will help support the process. So please continue to monitor that. You may connect with the different angels. There'll be different angels that will be speaking and channeling on each of these different frequencies and transmissions during this time. And so it allows you to be able to connect with that vibration more keenly, so that you have a greater, so that you're able to truly step into the magic and the majesty that is transpiring within each of you. Well, it has been my esteemed honor upon this day. Many blessings to all of you. Many blessings to all of you. Ooh, that was so nice. It was so lovely to have them come in and to connect with you and to share different messages and teachings. Again, this month of June is going to be a wonderful month. I've only got 2 days available for readings though, so please go ahead to my website, get yourself booked if you're looking for some private time. I am hopeful that by July I'm going to have the mentorship up and published. So that is a goal of mine. But again, I've got a wonderful new series. I've got printed articles that are coming out in the Awaken magazine. So every month I'm being a big featured person that's coming out with a big splash on June 8th. So directly in the middle of that timeline of all that wonderful brilliance. Very excited about that. Working with David Trotter in Awaken magazine. Really beautiful people, and helping to share the word, get the messages out into the world. And they're going to be sharing the different spiritual stories that I've had along the way, and helping to recognize what that spiritual message is that each of us have access to within these different experiences. So super cool and fun about that. Again, I'm going to be working with this wonderful summit, excuse me, this channeling summit. Really looking forward to that. I will be traveling this month as well, and so I will be going out to Yosemite Park. I'm excited about that. My nephew's graduating high school, and I'm taking both my nephews and my sister. We're going on a trip to the national park, and so I will be out there for actually the solstice coming into play, and coming the summer solstice. I go out, fly out on the 21st and fly back on the night of the 26th. So that'll be really cool that it's exactly during that time period of that wonderful energy that's coming into play. Really looking forward to that. And then I'm really looking forward to this television series. I've got a couple more people, or a couple more spots available for some of my trips. The trips are a big deal. Spirit is really pressing it on my heart that this is the way for people to really connect and to amplify their energy. I get it. We can learn all kinds of things by looking online, by, connecting with all kinds of ChatGPT and all of that. But to really grow you've got to have the experience. And so by connecting to the lands, it really affords you the opportunity and that experience. So I've got a couple more slots left for the summer, August, which is Glastonbury in England. We're going to be going to Avery Stones. I mean, have you guys seen all the different crop circles that are popping up in Glastonbury right now? Oh my God, I know that they're preparing for me to come. I'm so excited. And I know we're going to have incredible journeys there. And then we're going to Scotland, and we're going to Ireland, and We're going to be working with the dragons. We're going to be working with the ancient ones. Another thing that came into play recently was talking about Yeshua's continued life actually in Scotland, and with Mary Magdalene and the children that they had. And so all of this disclosure is coming out at the same time. So I love the way that Spirit is guiding me to these lands, to making this happen. The other thing is, you know, January is going to be Sedona. Oh, I got Peru in October. Let's not forget about Peru in October. Oh my gosh, I've still got a couple of slots for that. Sedona in January, and then Egypt is going to be next year. They're being adamant that Egypt is happening. So I love the way that I'm showing up. I don't know exactly where Spirit's taking me, but I'm really excited to go on the journey. And I'm really excited to be able to share this with all of you, and hopefully that you can join me along the journey too. So come and visit me at judyweaver.com, and please join the HeartBEat community. This is, again, a space where we really are connecting as a community, sharing teachings, channelings, messages. Daily messages are coming very, very soon, so I'm really excited about that coming into play too. It's all part of the evolution of all of us coming into and growing into the very best that we can be. But I always love to hear from you too, so if you have thoughts and suggestions that you'd like to give me for what else that you'd like to see in that HeartBEat community, please reach out, text me, call, whatever, email, I'll get back to you. But thank you all so very much, and many blessings, and have a brilliant June, my beautiful friends. Many blessings to all of you. Bye-bye.